Engaging Students, advice from Dr. Allan Saxe, the University of Texas at Arlington.
My name is Allan Saxe. I'm an associate professor of political science at the University of Texas at Arlington. I teach big classes. I'm a teacher, and that's what I've been all my life. I teach my classes energetically. I have a lot of guest speakers in. Some of my classes, even though they're 200 or 300, I'm able to get conversations going. In fact, we did that this morning. We had some conversations. We do it every day. Conversations on a variety of political topics, and that sounds odd, but I can get a conversation started. I don't know how it happens, but we get one started even in a classroom of 200 or 300. It's almost like we're in just a small group, but we get it going. And some are very enthusiastic, very, very energetic, and that's really most of my engagement. The second thing I do, and I've been doing it for years, I give my students a certain amount of credit. It's not service learning, but for years I've given them a few extra points if they go out in the community and work at community broad-based agencies like Mission Arlington, Salvation Army, Red Cross, Deliver Meals on Wheels. It cannot be for money. No money can change hands, and it has to be a non-profit, charitable group. I get some success in that. I would say that probably a third of the class in any particular semester is working in those things, and those little agencies all around the area. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington as well. But it's wonderful. And then I guess you could also call it class engagement. Just in the classroom and in these community-based agencies, and I have a lot of speakers in my classroom. So I guess those kind of things engage the students in a way. I teach politics, and I'd like to bring a lot of the politicians to class to show them the real thing, so to speak. And I've been doing that for a long time.
Do you have any tips for other faculty who want to engage their students?
I don't think they have to engage them. I'm going to make everybody mad. I think just to teach a good class, whatever that means to somebody, teach a good class, whether it's online or person, is good enough. That's it.
So people are learning.
They're learning, and that's the main thing. To be as energetic as you can in the classroom. That's not always possible. It's difficult to teach. I'm not sure if educators, professional educators, really know that. It's difficult to teach. It's one thing to talk about the theory of teaching and all that kind of stuff, but it's difficult to, but there's different classrooms. Engineering is different from what I do. Mathematics, science, biology, they're all very different. I teach students in a classroom where they don't want to be. They have to take this class by state law, government, American and state government. They have to take it. So I really have a deal. There are students there, 90% of them would never take the class unless it's required by state law. And so my responsibility and effort is different than somebody who's taking a class where students want to be there. They're pre-med students, they are engineering students, they're math students. So I think that's true of everything. It is very different. I'm teaching students in Texas government from all over the world. Think about that. I'm teaching them about Texas government, and they're from the Sudan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, the UK, and as well as some ULIS. There's everything in there. And so it's quite a deal, and I understand that. I'm as, perhaps in many ways, as much of an entertainer. I use that word broadly. But I have to do that to reach them in an introductory class. Keep them alive, keep them going, see them with their brain. I also think there's a duty of a teacher to profess something. I know this can be controversial. Professor is supposed to profess, and I do that. But I tell them, it has no bearing on grades whatsoever. They don't have to agree with me on any political issue, and they understand that. 99% of them do. They can say anything they want to say. My classrooms are free, open forums, and they believe that. But I start things out to get their mind working a little bit on what's happening. I bring in a lot of speakers, conservative, liberal, everything all over the place, just to get their minds working. Most of them, again, don't want to be there, but I try to engage them in that way, and sometimes it works. But you never know that until a long time in the future.
Yeah.
You never really know what that's all about. I think we have more stuff on how to teach than I've ever seen in my life. And I'm old-fashioned. Go in there. I use no PowerPoint presentations. I use no electronic equipment. I'm a storyteller. I'm a talker. And that's how I learned. And I know times change and everything. But I'm a storyteller and a talker. And that's what I do. And it works fairly well. I found out that students is difficult to keep their attention for a long time. But I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
And keep going at it. I've been here for 51 years.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Saxe.
Thank you.